Once again, we're glad to have your company tonight, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali. My name is Martina Abera. Kicking things off, we would like to inform you that on Tuesday afternoon, President Paul Kagame met with President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey. The two heads of state discussed ways to further strengthen bilateral cooperation between Rwanda and Turkey. Both are attending the 11th edition of the World Governments Summit that is taking place in Dubai. Moving along, Prime Minister Dr. Edward Ngirente has told Parliament that measures the government took to protect the economy during the COVID-19 pandemic and afterwards paid off, and that he is confident that the efforts will continue to be made to ensure the country's development. The parliamentarians applauded the measures, noting that they did indeed prove effective, even though challenges did nevertheless prove formidable in different sectors, and recommendations were made on how to proceed with dealing with them. The Prime Minister also said projects are being implemented to ensure that sectors like health, agriculture, and more continue to be strong. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic delivered its initial and strongest blow. Rwanda's economy shrunk by as much as 3.4% before rebounding to grow by an average of more than 8% in the next 2 years. This year, it is expected to grow by 7%, with the service sector growing by as much as 10.6%, ICT by 33.2%, and the mining sector by 12.1%. Now, 136 investment projects worth more than $2.3 billion are currently approved for assistance under the Manufacture and Build program to help industrial and construction activities that were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Christelle Wase has more on this report.
One of those investment projects is We Can Recycle Limited, recycles plastics and transform them into new materials. Entrepreneur Mugunga Prince Cedric says that the project that was worth $5.5 million was exempted almost $180,000. As a Cameroonian investor, George Dingatafon, who is involved in the construction of accommodation, and Bill Chang, a Chinese investor who represents Century Park Kigali, affirms that this program is supposed to facilitate their activities.
We were under construction for almost 2 years now. So this MBRP program helps us a lot. I will say that if we didn't get the chance to be on the list of MBRP, we'll probably still under construction. But as you can see, we are now working, we are now paying taxes, we are now giving people jobs. All of this because of MBRP program. Thank the government of Rwanda as they are looking on us, helping us each and every day. So that also as investors, we can also contribute in the development of the country as giving people jobs and building infrastructure, as you can see. So it's a win-win, but we are winning better than them.
We benefit on the tax incentive more or less like in the last 2 years, it's like around $100,000. And we are also having some container on the way coming also. So we'll benefit continuously. This is a big project. We are still on phase one. Phase one project value up to now is around $50 million.
It's a very huge amount because imagine just for one transaction, we benefited about $25,000. Then for VAT, which is about 18%, and steel bar is one of our major ingredient or raw material that we use in constructing our houses. So we benefit 18% reduction from steel bars and from cement. So that is really enormous. And we didn't go anywhere to lobby for that. We were just selected that our houses were affordable, and so we benefit. So that program was given to us.
From 2021, those who imported construction equipments that were not available in the East African Community member countries were exempted the VAT from customs duty, plus machinery equipments and basic equipments available in the country. These $2.3 billion are expected to employ 43,959,000 of laborers, including Rwandese and foreigners.
I'm proud that we are protecting the environment by recycling the plastic bottles, for example, into new materials that are used under a project named Plastic Bulletin. And it was helpful for my personal growth because I was able to buy 3 plots.
But I would say I'm a beneficiary because I'm an African, and if the beauty of Africa is portrayed and the world gets to know about it, I also get to benefit because somebody will tell me, I've seen you, Africa, where you come from, it's a nice place. I'm very happy to join forces with my brothers in the east of Africa to do something this great.
Council of Ministers that was held on the 30th January 2023. The program was for 2 years and was renewed for another 2 years. For projects approved by December 2022, the deadline to purchase and import construction materials was in December 2023, and the one to complete construction is December 2024. For new applicants in 2023, deadline to purchase and import construction materials is to be in December 2024, and the one to complete construction is in December 2026. Christelle Oase, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Christelle, for that story. With the cultivation seasons changing due to the climate change, some of the cultivators demonstrate that this affects their development. They request institutions in charge to train them on how to put use to the weather forecast. Prince Manzi has more.
Some of the cultivators in the Bugesera district demonstrate that this cultivation semester was rainy after a long sunny season. They demonstrate that their cultivation depends on the changing seasons, hence their produce affected by natural causes.
It's by faith, sometimes it becomes unfavorable because only God provides rain, but we cannot stop cultivating because we cannot predict.
We depend on the seasons. When it is rainy, we cultivate, and if it does not rain, we also cultivate as well. Agricultural experts demonstrate that the climate change effects are no longer a bigger concern as they get the weather forecast timely, hence farming professionally. Nevertheless, some farmers do not take the info for use.
We now have
the weather forecast, and as the maize produce is not yet reaped, so with the information, farmers are to cultivate as the rain is there till April. This means that there will be no sunny season for drying up their produce. They are to dry it up in the little sun available. The Deputy Director General in charge of Agriculture Development at the Rwanda Agriculture and Animal Resources Development Board, Florence Uwamahoro, reiterates that the weather forecast is critical in curbing the climate change effects.
For instance, here in Bugesera, there are regions with famine or that are too sunny in some seasons. When we get to know these areas, we make various interventions like irrigation, but it is not on a national level. It is just in special cases.
For the past 3 years, the Rwanda Meteorology Agency has been publishing the weather forecast for the short and medium term. Cultivators demonstrate that this contributed to the increase of produce and of good quality compared to the previous years. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Prince, for that report. Residents of Rwanda sector in Kayonza district have praised the efficiency of using sandbags in road construction, noting that this method enhances road circulation and minimizes damage. Recognizing its benefits, Kayonza district aims to extend the implementation of this approach to all sectors of the district. Olivnete has more.
The method of building earthen roads with the help of bags which are packed with sand and put in areas that are often affected by floods, known as Donu technology, makes the roads stronger and more durable. Engineer Obed Nhakirutimana from the Community Road Empowerment says that using this method has more benefits than usual.
You take sand, you put it in the sack, at least 20 kilograms of sand, and after preparing it well, you introduce laterite on top. We stress on the laterite that is usually used. The road built like this sustained for between 5 and 10 years. The normal roads sustain for only 2 years.
Residents from different parts of Rwanda sector say that building roads in this way is beneficial to them.
As we reap maize, passing here on a bicycle was hard. The same with motorcycles, especially when it is rainy. After the construction of the road, it is now easy to transport the produce.
The Embassy of Japan in Rwanda is sponsoring these road construction projects. Ambassador Isao Fukushima emphasizes that key aspects of these projects is community ownership and involvement in the construction process.
The very important point of this project is the sustainability. After the completion of the project in narrow sense, the village people can continue on their own the maintenance of road for them. So it's a very important point of the project.
The Donu technology method has been applied to approximately 8 kilometers of roads all around the country. In Rwanda sector, 250 meters have been constructed as part of training sessions for residents involving participants from 7 sectors. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Beekeepers in Rwanda sector of Kayonza district in Eastern province are happy about the fact that their profession has been helping them to develop and improve their welfare. The 1,000 beekeepers started their project 3 years ago, employing technology to improve the way the honey is produced and sold internationally, with very encouraging results.
I just had the honor and pleasure of meeting with some local beekeepers who are working with Aubin International. Aubin International is a partner of ours, of the U.S. government's here. We're working through Aubin International to improve beekeeping practices in an effort to both increase the quantity and quality of the honey that the beekeepers are producing, and also to help them move up the value chain. But another very important component of the work that Aubin International is doing here is also introducing traceability measures so that when the end users, whether they're in the Middle East or Europe or the United States, using a QR code, they can identify precisely where this honey was produced. So it's a really remarkable example of cooperation between the American people and the Rwandan people.
Using modern beekeeping methods, the members of the project that is supposed to last for 6 years have been able to increase their productivity 5-fold. Now moving on, many young people here in Rwanda say they now understand the importance of using protection while engaging in sexual activities, though they admit that the attitudes of people in general have continued to be a hindrance to the use of things like condoms in spite of their benefits. As Rwanda joined the rest of the globe in marking International Condom Day on Tuesday, officials at the Rwanda Biomedical Center made it clear that the country's youth must understand the gravity of the choices they make and therefore be careful and behave appropriately.
So as we celebrate the International Condom Days, my key messages is not only around the condom, but is around the HIV in general, because we know that we still have HIV as a burden to our country. And as we know, there is no cure, there is no vaccine for HIV. So the key messages I want to deliver, first of all, know your status. Know that if you have HIV, take measures, take treatment. And if you find you still HIV negative, it's time to review your prevention measures you want to conduct. So after knowing your status is when you are going to have a key decision on your life. So I call upon to everyone that to fight against HIV. It's not only for Ministry of Health, for Rwanda Biomedical Center, it's for everyone, you journalists, everyone. It's our fight. We have to fight against HIV. So if you want to eliminate, if you want to end HIV in 2030, it's time to call upon to everyone and intervene wherever is possible and do everything possible to fight against HIV.
And on behalf of the news production team as well as the technical system, we would like to thank you very much for sticking with us on RTV News. Until then, stay safe and have a great night.